What is up, guys? It is DMG here, and today we're going to be going over the 3.5 million coin squad that we used for the Weekend League. And we got these coins from selling Ronaldo, of course. And I think I mentioned in the last video, I was going to sell them just because we can make some dope-ass squads with the coins that we got from him. And we might also use it for a couple Rate My Squads as well. So, in the team we do have Buffon, Valencia, Bailly, Hero, Benatia, and Alexandro in defense. Then we have Pogba, Inform, Tolisso, Khedira in the midfield. And then Inform Alessandrini, Icon Shevchenko, and Icon Henry in the attack. Now, as a team overall, it performed very well for the most part. Majority of the players, most of the players, but not all, were very good individually. But I mean, there were also some places like in the attack at least that were oversaturated. And the midfield wasn't that great; it was a little undersaturated. So we'll kind of talk about that when we touch upon them. But for right now, we're going to go over each individual player. So Buffon in goal. He honestly frustrated me near the end because he started off really well. First 10 or 15 games was, was as good as Neuer or De Gea. Next 10 or 15 dropped off a little bit, was good. Next 10 or 15 was below average, but still good enough to be in the team. And then next 10 or 15 was honestly bad. Like, he started pissing me off. So, like, I don't know what to say about it. Like, he just steadily decreased the entire time that I started using him. So by the end, I did not like him. Now, I would have used De Gea, but I didn't have enough coins since I spent it all on this team. So, if you have the coins to get De Gea or something like that, get him. But, Buffon, I mean, he's decent, but, watch for that decline because he was good and then he just completely dropped off. For right back was Valencia, and he is probably the best right back in the game. Like, I used Aurier, and he was good. I thought he was decent, and he is decent. But I didn't know what I was missing when I used Valencia. Like, Valencia is absolutely insane, and they have like similar stats, right? He's a little bit faster. I think the defense is about the same. He's a little bit more physical. Both have high work rates, but Valencia just blows Aurier out of the water, and I don't know why. He's just so much better than him. For Bailly and Hero Benatia, for Bailly, he's good. He's a good complementary center back. He's the center back you want for. He's the center back you want if he's kind of like the second choice, right? He complements the other center back who's going to be better than him. But the thing is, he wasn't that great in this team because he wasn't the complementary center back. Because Hero Benatia was not very good. Like, he started off great, just like Buffon, but instead of like steadily going down, he completely dropped off and just started being shit after like a certain number of games for some reason. So Benatia started being very, very bad, and because of that, obviously he was bad, but then that also brought Bailly down. So there was a pretty big problem with that. So again, Bailly, complementary center back. If you have like a Boateng or an Icon like Ferdinand or something, then Bailly's going to be amazing. But because in this setup, Bailly wasn't complementary center back, he kind of dropped off a little bit, and of course Benatia, again, like I said, was not that good either. And then for Sandro at left back, same thing for Valencia. Actually, like, Sandro is the best left back, and I was using Danny Rose, and like I said, I thought he was great. He's decent, and he is, I thought he was decent, and he is decent. But again, I didn't know what I was missing when I used Sandro. He is absolutely insane. Again, high work rates, great pace, good defending, good physical. He literally is the best left back in the game as well. Like, Sandro and Valencia are probably the best outside backs in the entire game. Now on to the midfield, and we had Pogba, Inform, Tolisso, and Khedira. Now I did switch to a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, so Khedira was at defensive mid, Pogba and Tolisso at the left and right center mids. So starting out with Pogba, he is probably my favorite midfielder right now, at least alongside Goretzka. Pogba's my favorite like midfielder who gets forward. He's more of kind of like an attacking mid, but sits in the center mid spot. He is absolutely ridiculous, right? So the thing I like most about him is that if you need him to score a goal, make a pass, make a tackle, make an interception, win a ball, win a header or something, he will do it, right? He doesn't need that second chance that other players need. So when you're in foot champs and you're in the 90th minute and you only have that one chance to score a goal, he's going to be scoring that goal, right? He will put that away for you. He doesn't need a second chance. So I really, really appreciated that about him. So and then Inform Tolisso on the other side, I wanted a box-to-box mid because that's what Tolisso looks like. But his high medium work rates really destroyed him, I feel like. So if he was ever in a decent position, like defensively, he would make a tackle, he would make an interception, etc., etc. If he was forward, he would make a shot. His 3-star weak foot would let him down occasionally. He would miss more than he would make with that 3-star weak foot. But I mean, if he had high work rates, medium high work rates, one of the best box-to-box midfielders in the game, hands down. But those high-medium work rates really bring him down, I do feel like. And then Khedira at defensive mid. Obviously, there are better choices than him. I did try out Matuidi initially, but Matuidi is not good in a one defensive mid formation, right? If there's two defensive mids, like the 4-2-3-1 narrow, he's going to be perfect. But in a one defensive mid formation, Matuidi's not going to be good. So I put Khedira there. And Khedira was decent. Like, he was a good cheap option just because I couldn't afford, Blanc or something like that. So the fact that he was cheap and he fit decently well, that's kind of all I needed. But yeah, there are obviously going to be players who are better than him. But one thing I did like about Khedira is that his long shots are amazing. Like, I think he shot the ball 3 times. Like, he shot the ball 3 times and he had 3 long shots. The 3 goals that you see in the videos from him, all of the ones, those were the only times he shot the ball. And they were all insane long shots as well. Now on to the attack, and we do have Inform Alessandrini, Icon Shevchenko, and Icon Henry. So like I said, I did switch to 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. Alessandrini was at center attacking mid, and then Shevchenko and Henry were at the striker roles. So starting off with Alessandrini, who was again at center attacking mid. I really do like him there because he's decent enough at passing. His dribbling's great, 4-star, 4-star. His shooting's very solid. His pace is obviously fantastic. And one thing that I did notice about him was that he makes great runs forward. He makes a lot of runs forward. So if I pass the ball to Henry, who's usually on like the right side, Henry will kind of hold up the play, and then you see Alessandrini just sprinting down the field. And that happens like 3 or 4 times a game, and I always try to get him the ball because, again, like I said, he can finish. But Henry can also make that pass, and then, when Alessandrini gets the ball, he can shoot, he can sweat it, he can do whatever because he's actually decent as well. Saying that, however, he also, like I said, he does make great runs forward, but he also makes too many runs forward at times as well. So there will be times where I want him to be a center attacking mid, but he just runs forward. So that can be frustrating as well because then I don't have that link-up play between the strikers and the center mids in the formation. So, it's worth it for me, because it's only occasionally where he's out of position, but it's definitely worth it. Like I said, it's definitely worth it because that pace really comes in handy. The shooting is very good, and he makes great runs as well. Now on to Shevchenko and Henry. Henry will do first, and I absolutely love him. Like, you guys know, I'm a fucking Arsenal fan. I'm wearing like the Arsenal jacket, and I have an Arsenal kit under this as well, actually. So I had to try him out. Absolutely loved him. It did take me like 10 games to kind of get used to him because he's 6'2", he's medium work rate, so doesn't make a lot of runs forward. But after I got used to him, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic because, like I said, after those, like the first 10 games, he scored hat tricks, he's passing the ball, and that's one thing I also really like. He's a left winger initially, so he has good passing as well, so he can link up the play very, very well. And like I said, he holds up the play because he's 6'2", he has 80 strength, which is decent enough. So holds up the play, and then he can pass it off to, Shevchenko or Alessandrini, who's usually making that run forward. Now, finally, for Shevchenko. I was a little underwhelmed by Shevchenko, and that's mainly because of his positioning. His shooting was fucking insane. Best shooting in the game, easily. He was the best, if you're going to go into the box with him and shoot it, it's going to be a goal. Now make sure it's on that right foot of his, because even though he does have a 4-star weak foot, it feels like it's a 3-star weak foot. So it honestly, yeah, his left foot, his weak foot is not very good, in my opinion. It felt like he was missing a lot of shots that, honestly, like Henry would make, Alessandrini would make on his weak foot. So, keep that in mind. But I mean, if you shoot it with his right, inside the box, outside the box, long shot, finesse, whatever you want, it's going to be a goal. It is going to be a goal every single time. It is absolutely ridiculous. But again, it's his position. It's his positioning that's not good, and the fact that he doesn't allow himself to really get available. That's my problem with him. So, in a span of like 4, 5, 6 games, he had literally 2 shots. Only 2 shots, not per game, but combined within those 4, 5, or 6 games, he only had 2 shots. One of them he made, and it was a beautiful finesse, and the other one was an absolute insane save by De Gea, right? So, so pretty much if it was any other goalkeeper, it would have been another goal. So, I mean, like, no striker should have 0 shots. And it's not, I don't want to force him to get to, I don't want to force him the ball, because then people like the opposition are going to know, oh, he's going to try to get the ball to Shevchenko, then I'm going to get screwed. And, I can't get him the ball as much because his positioning is not good. He doesn't make himself available, and he doesn't try to, like, get away from a defender. He just sits at that left striker spot and tries to see what happens. Now, it could be because of his high work rates, but then again, I also have Jesus, who has high work rates, and he's one of my favorite strikers. So I don't really know what to say about Shevchenko. Like, it's just his higher work rates might destroy him. Like, his positioning's not good enough. Like, again, his shooting is fantastic, but it's not worth it if he's getting literally less than a shot a game. Like, if he's only getting 2 or 3 shots a game, it's not worth it. So that's probably going to be it for this video, guys. If you do have any questions over any certain player, just let me know in the comments. I'll try to answer those for you guys. But like I said, that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been DMG. Peace.